All right. So Bowie State basketball season is officially underway, and it's time to give some predictions and some previews of what we could and should expect from the basketball season this year. Now, first of all, we got to start with this. Bowie State needs to have a solid season this year. When I say solid, I mean 500 or better. I'm not saying we got to win the championship or nothing like that. I'm not saying we got to finish in first or second or third or even fourth or fifth. But what I am saying is we got to have a solid season. We got to be 500 or better. Think about it. 2 years ago, we won 8 games. Year after that, we won 7. Last year, we had an improvement. I think it was 12 wins last year. So after back-to-back single-win seasons, we got into the double digits. Won a tournament game last year. We have to continue to build on that. Have to. I'm not saying we got to be world beaters. I'm not saying we got to be the best, but we got to be solid. Right? We got to win between 13 and 17 games this year, right? And so I'm going to go down a list of the games that we could and should win, as well as some question marks, some wild cards. But before we get into that, let's talk about the actual team that we have this year, because this team is a lot different from last year's team. Webb is going on. The big man, he's going on. I'm not sure what happened to, I think, Kyrie, but he's not there anymore. Now, Caleb is still there, but Caleb had a walking boot on, and I don't know how long he's out, but we need him to get back soon. Because, trust me, we need that floor general back out on the court. We really do. But it was a lot of new faces. We got Jordan Downs, number 10, the freshman. He's coming in. We got a transfer from Virginia Union. We got a transfer from Incarnate Wood. You know, it was a lot of new faces on the court, when I went to the tip-off. Transfer from Incarnate Wood. The transfer from Virginia Union is there. Who else? We had a transfer. What school is this young man from? I'm trying to remember. Oh, from Albany State. And truth be told, the transfer number 0 from Albany State, in my personal opinion, I like him. I think that he should probably be the point guard right now while Caleb is out. I think he should run the offense right now and get us set up and going into things until Caleb gets back. Also, what I've seen early on so far is that Amari Winbush. Listen, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Amari Winbush has all CIAA talents and potential. He could easily average 17 points and 7 rebounds a game. Easily be first team all CIAA. Easily have, 10, 20-point games this year. Easily. Every game should be in double figures for sure. The talent, the skill is there. It's going to be about consistency, but we're going to get into that. So, like I said, a lot of new faces. Got some key guys out. But listen, this has to be a solid, decent year this year. That's what has to happen. Has to be between 13 and 17 wins this year. We've already got one with the win against, it's either New Haven or Lock Haven. Double overtime win. And from what I've noticed from seeing the team up close and in person, the defense is hellacious. A lot of pressure on the ball, forcing a lot of turnovers. Great defensive energy from the team. Only thing that needs to be picked up is the rebounding. Got to do a lot better at rebounding, just from what I saw. Also, in that game against, I think, New Haven, got to make a lot more free throws. But the main thing that jumped out to me in that game, and once again, I understand starting point guard is out, but just getting into the offense, getting into an offensive flow, getting into a rhythm. It was very difficult at times, very slow developing, very herky jerky, very just discombobulated and disorganized on offense a lot of the time in that game. Once again, it's early in the season and the starting point guard is out, so that's understandable, but that's going to have to get fixed as we start to play some other teams. Got to get into, and one thing that really jumped out to me is for whatever reason, guys just did not want to take the open mid-range shot. It's like the mid-range shot was there and guys wouldn't take it. They would like dribble into a contested bad throw-up shot at the rim, catch a charge, or they would pass it back out. It's like, you got to shoot the ball. You got to shoot the open mid-range shot. Oh, and I almost forgot. Number 3, the CIAA Rookie of the Year. That young man, from what I've seen, seems to have and seems to be ready to take even another step up this year. So I'm looking at him as well. He had some big shots in that game, that double overtime win. As a matter of fact, Corey Barnes, who's not really known as a shooter, for whatever reason, he hit 2 big 3-pointers in that game. I don't know if he made 2 3-pointers all of last season, but he made 2 in that game. So, hey, shout out to Corey Barnes. But, yeah, the offense has got to get a whole lot better if the team is going to achieve what needs to be achieved this year. Right? And so with that being said, let's go through the list of how we get to 13 to 17 wins. First of all, we got one because we beat New Haven. Coming up this week, Cheney State. Listen, that's got to be, listen, it's Cheney. That has to be a win by a lot. Then we got Felician. I think the team should be able to win that game against Felician. Frostburg, I think that game should be a W as well. Shippingsburg, I think we should be able to beat them as well. Shepherd, that could go either way, but we should be able to win that Shepherd game. At Livingstone, listen, we got to be able to win some conference games on the road. We got to get some road wins. We should be able to win at Livingstone. I think we should be able to win at JCSU. We got to be able to beat Shaw at home. I think we should get Union at home this year. I think we should get Elizabeth City State at home this year. I think we should sweep Bluefield at home and on the road. Now, here are the question marks. Fayetteville State at home. I got it as a question mark. I saw, Fayetteville State up close and personal. They got, now, I'm going to be real with you. Number 11 from Fayetteville State, he's going to be a problem. He's going to be in the running for CIAA Player of the Year. He gets buckets. But it's not the same team from last year. It's almost a whole new team for the most part. So I got it as a question mark. Can we beat Fayetteville State at home? UDC. That was a game that we lost, a close game on the road last year. It's a toss up. Can we beat them? I think we could beat UDC, but I'm not going to put it as a definite. Then we have Virginia State. I think we should be able to beat Virginia State at home this year. That's what I think. And then Winston-Salem State. Winston-Salem State has been known as one of the best teams in the conferences for some years now. However, a lot of their big players, those guys are gone as well. On top of that, the Winston-Salem State coach was so successful at Winston-Salem that he got a new job, a Division I job. He's now at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. So the coach is gone, and a lot of the key players from last year are gone. So can we get Winston-Salem State this year? That's a question mark. So once you look at all of those games, that'll put us between 13 and 17 wins. I think, this is what has to happen, or there will be some louder calls for a different direction to be gone in. I'm not going to say nothing like that, but trust me, if it don't go in this direction, there are going to be calls for changes. So we're gonna see.